It's okay, Wendy.
Well, he had the catch, that's right, thank you.
Mayor Ron.
Oh. Welcome, everyone. It's September 27th, 2023. Welcome to the Oakland Mayor and Council meeting. Statement. This meeting is being held in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Law, duly announced, advertised, and posted in the municipal building. The meeting will adjourn no later than 10 p.m. unless a majority of the council members that are present vote to extend the time. Now, before we begin, look at your cell phones. Take your cell phone out, make sure it's on mute or off. Also, please refrain from texting, especially someone up here, because that could be a violation. It could be construed as a violation of the Open Public Meetings Act, and it's also very distracting. And lastly, I've gotten calls from some of the seniors that they can't hear us. Some councilmen either turn off their mic or your computer is blocking the mic. So if you're going to speak, just make sure that your blue light is on the mic so that they can...
I will be reading my report on my phone from the chief of police, so I'm not texting anybody.
What?
He said, don't text anybody.
You're reading your phone and not paper?
Yeah,
Oh.
I stepped up and
Oh,
was.
all right.
Save a tree.
A little surprised, that's all.
Save a tree.
At this time, let us stand and do a pledge of allegiance and a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Be seated. And before we do roll call, welcome Wendy. As many of you may know, Michael is leaving. He has taken a position as Borough Administrator in Pompton Lakes. So Wendy will be taking over. You know, we'll see what goes on. But in the meantime, a farewell to Michael. So it's very bittersweet.
Yes.
But we also thank you. And
We
you've
love
been-
Wendy.
And you've been wonderful. She's
Thank
been
you.
wonderful, stepping right up.
Yep.
Okay, roll call.
Mayor Schwager,
Here.
Council President Saliani,
Here.
Councilman Kamala,
Here.
Councilman McCann,
Here.
Councilman Pignatelli,
Here.
Councilman Slasinski,
Here.
Councilman Talamini.
Here.
Now, it's funny, I was a little late back there because I was talking with the guys in the television room, and they said, everything should be based on your voice, because you're loud and you get heard, Pat.
Oh.
So everybody, please base your speaking voice up to the quality and the tone of Pat.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, my mayor's report, you know, in the spring, we were all complaining, it was so dry, we didn't have rain, but we made up for it in the last couple of weeks. Lots of rain, and which caused many scheduling changes for our town events. This Sunday, October 1st, is the annual car show, which is co-sponsored by the Oakland Franklin Lakes Rotary Club, the Chamber of Commerce, Remax Chaparuso, and Dr. Rick Freund at Oakland Physical Therapy. The car show, so plan accordingly, the car show will be in the Copper Tree Mall outside in the parking lot, and it's on Sunday. I think it starts around 9 or 10 and goes to the early afternoon.
Also the
great-
horseshoe tournament.
Oh, it's the same day?
Yes.
Oh, that was
Knights of
also
Columbus
postponed.
raising money for not wounded warriors, but the Gary Sinise Foundation.
And we send all our money to the Mission of Honor. Also, same good causes.
And I'll be
What time is
I'll be
the-
bagpiping. 12 o'clock.
Oh, 12, yours is at 12?
12.
Okay, good to know. Thank you.
Good. It's a good fundraiser for our military who's given so much for our country.
So that's a very special day between the horseshoe fundraiser and the car show fundraiser for Mission of Honor for those men and women who fought. And anyway. Great Oak Park concerts, the Arts Festival. It's now Saturday, October 14th,
Yep.
from 12 noon to 4, and hopefully there's no rain date again. And then Saturday, October 28th, is the Halloween parade, and I'm sure Councilman Talamini will be talking about that. Want to give you an update on town projects. I've had some calls from residents on Lakeside. So the water main replacement on Lakeside Boulevard, bids are now being advertised, and included in the work, because I think they've learned from last time, will be each day, if I'm correct, each day after work, that road will be cleaned and paved.
Correct.
So we won't have the same problems from the last time with the sewer project. And we'll keep you posted on when it's going to start. I was very happy that some people came last time from Mountain Lakes and Chapel Hill to talk about the sewage treatment plant. So if you have a problem, don't assume that the council people or me know what's going on. We often we don't. Our professionals take care of a lot. So if you have a problem, come to the council meeting or email us or call us and let us know what the issues are so we can follow up on it. Patriots Way Bridge. I have spoken to the engineer. We won't know for another week whether or not they extend or increase the tonnage for trucks. But as soon as we know, we'll let everyone know. And right now, it's still 3 tons on the Patriots Way Bridge. Then, while I was up at Mountain Lakes, it was pointed out to me from some of the firemen that, and I've spoken to our borough administrator about this, and I emailed the fire chief. There are angled parking spaces on Hiawatha, on the side of the firehouse, and it's adjacent to the firehouse, and people are parking there. So if there is a fire and the firemen need to park somewhere, their spots are all taken. And so I said, well, how do they know it's for the fire? And they said there are signs, but the signs are all whited out and faded. So I've talked to our administrator and to the firemen. I'm sorry I did not know about this before. I told them about signage, and I'm also asking about what we can do on the street to make it known that the parking is strictly for firemen, especially when they come to help out, because you want them to quickly park the car, get in the truck, and go to your house if there's a fire. So please, if you live up in that area, do not park at least until we get new signs and there's signage there. Do not park in those angled parking on Hiawatha. It's really reserved for our volunteer firemen, who are wonderful, and so we're going to help them every way we can so they can help us. Okay, tomorrow is a busy day here in Oakland. That's Thursday, September 28th. At 1:30 in the afternoon, there's a meeting right here in council chambers. And it is a meeting by the Bergen County Utilities Authority called the BCUA. They will be holding a public hearing on a proposed amendment to the Bergen County Solid Waste Management Plan to include Oakland Materials LLC, and that's the name of the company, as a Class B recycling facility to be located at 342, that's 342 West Oakland Avenue in the industrial park off West Oakland Avenue. That's a little tiny little industrial park, and it's accessed via Edison Avenue. So if you go West Oakland Avenue towards Pompton Lakes, it's over in that area. We need people to show up and ask questions. It's an open public meeting. And we want to show, we want to ask questions so we know what's coming. And so it's for a Class B recycling facility. So I thought I would read out what it is, because if I said to you it's a Class B recycling facility, you don't even know what I'm talking about. So a Class B recyclable material means a source-separated recyclable material which is subject to department approval prior to receipt, storage, and processing or transfer at a recycling center, and includes but not limited to the following: source-separated, non-putrescible,
Putrescible.
thank you, putrescible, all of a sudden I can't say it. putrescible waste materials other than, well, it's waste concrete, asphalt, brick, block, asphalt-based roofing, scrap, and wood waste, other than metal, glass, paper, plastic containers, corrugated, and other cardboard resulting from construction and remodeling, repair and demolition operations on houses, commercial buildings, pavements, and other structures. Source-separated whole trees, tree trunks, tree pods, tree stumps, brush, and leaves, provided they are not composted. Source-separated scrap tires, and source-separated petroleum-contaminated soil. If you can come, I really, I can't say this loud enough, that the more people that come and ask questions, so we know what's happening. This is all coming from the BCOA. The public notice was published in the Record and the Herald News on September 8th and 15th, 2023, in the county website. Public notice was posted in the Oakland Library and our municipal building. Just so everyone's aware, they do not have land use approval yet, and there are certain concerns because of the closeness over near the Ramapo River and Potash Lake. So, again, it's tomorrow, 1:30, September 28th, right here in Council Chambers. It's open to everyone. If you can come, we encourage you to attend this meeting and ask questions. And I'm going to end with some very exciting news from our Environmental Commission, the Green Team, and it will be discussed tonight, but they presented a 62-page fantastic report called Complete and Green Streets Policy. And anyone who wants to read it, you're welcome to get a copy. And it's a complete and green street report. And Complete and Green Streets are part of a movement where municipalities, counties, and states adopt policies that require road engineering and design projects to consider the mobility needs of everyone. Everyone includes all roadway users and all travel modes, pedestrians, cyclists, transit users, freight, and travelers of all ages and abilities. And Complete Streets should tailor the road to specific needs of our surrounding environment. And it should also improve the safety for pedestrians and cyclists, bicyclists. So here we are talking about streetscape and revitalizing downtown and everything we want to do. And this is part of that. It's the Complete and Green Street. It's for public health, green streets, economic vitality, transportation, and equity. I hope everyone on the council was able to read the
Where do people
policy.
get one of those?
Wasn't it emailed? It was emailed a while back.
I don't think it was distributed.
It wasn't emailed?
We don't have it.
We'll be talking about adopting the policy formally later this fall, and will be distributed to everybody to review in advance.
Anybody who wants to look at it, I was able to get a copy. I think this is so exciting because it's combining the streetscape, it's combining the revitalization of downtown, and it's focusing on everyone, pedestrians,
I'd be
bikers.
very interested in getting one.
Yes, it's online. And with that, I
I'd
will
just
end.
like to make one brief comment. You
Yes.
stated that the notices were published in the newspaper.
Yeah, that's what it
Just-
said.
Just for the record, I'd just like to state that it's not the position of the borough that those notices were necessarily adequate.
We didn't post the notice.
No, I just don't want it to
No.
be construed that your statements were that.
They claimed, no,
Yes.
they claimed.
I just want to
All
clarify
right,
that for
yes,
the record.
they claimed they published in the
Yeah,
newspaper.
there was an
We didn't
adequate
publish
notice.
it.
Yes, I just want to
Right.
clarify that for the record.
So that's a good question. Did they publish it?
Well, I just want to
That's a question
preserve,
for
I want
tomorrow.
to preserve that argument, so I just want to make clear on the record that,
In the Record and the Herald News.
no, I'm saying for
No.
our
On the
record.
record.
Right, but I'm
Yes.
saying that they claimed that they did,
Yes.
which is important to know.
Yes.
Thank you, Matt.
Thank you, ma'am.
And with that, we have an engineer's report.
Yes, Mayor, good evening. Good evening, everyone. So, just a few things with the Patriots Way Bridge. We're looking to advertise for bids prior to October 13th, 2023. All, as far as we know, all previous requirements of the DOT have been met. We are just currently doing our last quality assurance measures before it's being advertised for bid. PFAS on the 3 wells remains on schedule. The contractor, J. Fletcher Kramer, has stated they will be starting within the next 1 to 2 weeks, and that the carbon filters are still on schedule to be delivered come mid-November 2023, with the full project being completed by February of 2024. And unless any of the council members have any particular questions, that's essentially my report. We went out for bids for the Lakeside, advertised for bids for Lakeside water main today, and those bids are returnable, I believe, October 17th.
17th.
And so that construction will take place over late winter and into the, late fall and into the winter, and then come to the spring, we are scheduled to pave that stretch of Lakeside from curb to curb.
So, I have a question, because a resident calls me every day about all the trucks and the construction material that's still there. But we don't know who's going to be doing the water main. Why are their trucks still there?
So those trucks are there for Pacific, who is the current sanitary, the pump station, the treatment plant conversion to the pump station. They're, for lack of a better term, winding down. They are scheduled to be completed, and correct me if I'm wrong, Rich, but November is the new completion date?
For including the decommissioning part of it, yes.
Yes, the decommissioning. So if you have a particular complaint, Mayor, about housekeeping, tidiness of the site, please forward it to us. We'll
I
have
did
our
today.
inspectors. Oh, that one.
Yes.
Oh, was that with the report of oil? So that.
And also debris, that the dumpster was full, so when the wind came, it was throwing around trash.
Okay, so as far as the oil, that was found to be pond algae and not oil, and there was no oil leaving the site. I will dial down with my inspector with regard to the tidiness of the site tomorrow.
That's important.
Okay.
Thank you. At this time, motion to open to the public.
So moved?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Hello, Mike Juanito, 34 Hopper Street. I'd like to know what that decommissioning finishing up, are they gonna be out of the Doty parking lot? Because there's those trucks and,
Yeah, when the project is complete, they have to remove all of that material, finish removing all that material from Doty Road parking lot, and restore the site into a condition at least as good as what it was when they started using it.
it's trashed. So when the sign is broken, I have someone replace the sign. I think maybe before they leave, maybe I can go with maybe DPW or
Absolutely.
something.
That'll
or
be
John.
part of the
Absolutely.
punch list
Evaluate that.
process, Mike.
Yeah, okay,
Absolutely.
cool, thank you.
That's it?
That's it.
Anybody else?
Hi, Carrie Sirenides, 41 Sioux. So a tree fell, a branch of a tree fell on my neighbor's yard, on her roof, and it had to be removed. When the tree company came, they suggested that we remove the entire tree. Because if it fell, it was gonna fall on their brand new roof and cause issues, and also there's a cable line there too. So, and telephone line. So we had it removed, and then I got, a lovely letter saying that I have to replace the tree.
Oh, it's your tree?
It's my tree.
Oh,
Correct.
okay.
Yes. So, I remember talks about this. I understand, we have to keep and preserve our trees. But to say that I owe $500 to replace my tree that was dead and going to fall on the neighbor's house, with 2 new trees at $250 each, I just think is absolutely insane. I just paid over $2,000 to take the tree down, and now I have to, replace the trees with 2
Did it come before the
additional
shade
trees.
tree?
Rip the letter up.
I don't
So,
remember Terry, what's your address again?
what happened?
Your address again is?
41 Sioux.
Okay, I don't remember it from the shade tree last meeting.
Yeah, it's been a while. I've held on to this because I was so angry. But
Can I, there is a, go ahead.
Yeah, maybe if I can, because it may have just been handled administratively with our arborist. Was there I know we normally don't do back and talk, but was there some sort of a finding from the arborist as to whether or not he was verifying that the tree was dead or not? Because if it was determined to be dead, it's just the cost of the permit, there's no tree replacement involved. So that's sort of the critical factor.
Yeah.
okay,
So-
I'd have to go back to the person who cut the tree and ask
Do you
them.
mind if I bring us to the Shade Tree Commission? Because
Of
we were
course.
reviewing some things, I don't have the dates and everything, but we'll take it
Right.
offline.
Yeah.
And we've been reviewing some of the original arborist work, or we've gone back and said, no, these were dead and they shouldn't be charged, so we would, maybe we look at it that way. There's a
Yeah.
process to do that, and you can also bring it to the Shade Tree, and there's a grievance process to work this stuff out.
Okay, yeah,
Councilman
it sounds
Salinas,
good. I mean, and
that's the
I'll,
Shade Tree Commission, so.
yeah, and I'll absolutely help any way I can, but I think this is insane, so.
But if the
that's
tree
my
is
opinion.
dead, that's a different
Yeah, but
story.
even, I don't, and again, I don't know if it was dead or not, but, you know, it had to come down, so,
Okay,
But let's take it, I think that's the best way to do
okay,
it.
thank you.
okay. Anyone else? Motion to close?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
We have approval of minutes. So, Councilman, did you make a note of that? Do you want to give him your, is that an extra copy? Make sure you
I
speak
can-
to
I
Councilman
can get it.
afterward. September 13th, minutes of September 13th.
So moved.
Are there any additions or corrections? If not, roll call.
Councilman Kamala?
Yes.
McCann?
Yes.
Pignatelli?
Yes.
Saliani?
Yes.
Slasinski?
Yes.
Talamini?
Yes.
September 13th, executive session. If there's going to be any corrections, it must be done during executive session.
So
Is
moved.
there a second?
Second.
Will there be any corrections? Roll call.
Councilman Kamala?
Yes.
McCann?
Yes.
Pignatelli?
Yes.
Saliani?
Yes.
Slasinski?
Yes.
Talamini?
Yes.
There is a raffle license for approval for the Marine Corps League Detachment 744 for casino night on December 1st at 65 Oak Street. That is the American Legion. And it is license number RL1464. And it is for a raffle license for Visa gift cards. And this is for the Marine Corps.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And I did a disservice. I went to the Marine Corps breakfast, and I didn't realize the dates because it used to be a set date all the time. So they have a wonderful breakfast, and the money is for good cause. These are all, I'm told there's no retired Marine. I forgot what, there's still Marines. There's no retired Marines. So
Right.
I will announce it the next time. All right, we have resolutions. I'll read the resolutions. If you wish any pulled out, let me know. Resolution 223-277 is certifying for the governing body has reviewed at a minimum the comments and recommendations set forth in the 2022 annual audit report. 23278 is the resolution approving the annual audit corrective action plan prepared by the chief financial officer in response to the findings and recommendations in the 2022 annual report. 23279 is to award contract to T&M Associates for the downtown assessment study. Task 1 will be 2,200. Task 2 will be meetings 1,600. Our CFO has certified that the funds are available. 23280 is to appoint the Registrar of Vital Statistics. No, I don't have it. I don't know, it's all right. I have it. It's the Vital Statistics.
Yeah.
And again, that's all, this is all because of Michael leaving. And 23, and this is, I have 281. This is the vacancy as of September 29, 2023. And the Registrar of Vital Statistics, effective to Wendy Seeling. 23-281, authorized temporary hire, clerk's office. If you all recall, Lisa Duncan used to be our clerk, and she retired, and she's going to help us during this time. It's a very busy time in Borough Hall. So she can do a maximum of 25 hours per week as a retiree, and she will be working at a salary of $40 per hour, and this will be from October 2nd, 2023 through January 2024. Resolution 23-282 is to authorize grant submittal for the New Jersey Department of Community Affairs. And this is for approximately $1,640,000 to carry out a project for the superstructure replacement of the Patriots Way Bridge. 23-283 is to award the contract to Boswell Engineering for construction, inspection services for the water main improvements project on River Road. 23-284 is the introduction ordinance 23, we usually used to do this together. Well, it's an introduction to the ordinance 23 bond 279.
929.
So on 929, this is 284. And resolution 23-285 is authorized refunds of borough calendar sponsorship fee to Long Hill Liquors, 14 Post Road, for the 2024 calendar. The amount is $900. 23-286 is the refund of recreation fees. And to the Bruno family in Pompton Lakes for cheerleading, $155. To the Villatoro family on Mohawk Avenue in Oakland for the cheering camp, $668. 23-287, authorized borough administrator to execute shared service agreements for tree work. And this is with the County of Bergen for the emergency removal of shade trees from the county right-of-way. And 23-288 is to amend the bylaws for the governing body adopted on May 26, 2021. And 23-289 is to award bid to DLS Contracting for improvements to Seminole Avenue, Phase 3. Is there any you wish pulled out?
That last one, the.
23-289?
Yeah.
On Seminole?
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else? Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second? Roll
Second.
call.
Councilman Kamala?
Yes.
McCann?
Yes.
Pignatelli?
Yes.
Saliani?
Yes.
Slasinski?
Yes.
Talamini?
Yes.
All right, resolution 23-289, award bid to DLS Contracting for improvements to Seminole Avenue, Phase 3. And, excuse me, our CFO has certified that the funds are available, and it is for $250,544.75. Yes,
I'd just like to abstain. It's in front of my house.
it's in front of your house, that's
Yeah.
good, okay. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second? Roll call.
Councilman Kamala?
Yes.
Councilman McCann?
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli?
Yes.
Councilman Saliani?
Yes.
Councilman Slasinski?
Yes.
Councilman Talamini?
Abstain.
Okay, so now we have ordinances. Final adoption, 23 Code to 928, an ordinance amending Chapter 2, Section 25 of the Oakland Code to comply with the Elections Transparency Act, which was enacted. And so we had to revise all our pay-to-play rules and regulations in Oakland. So is there a motion to open to the public?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Does anyone wish to speak on this? Seeing
Motion to
none?
close.
Second.
Beat me to it. Okay, roll call.
Councilman Kamala?
Yes.
Councilman McCann?
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli?
Yes.
Councilman Saliani?
Yes.
Councilman Slasinski?
Yes.
Councilman Talamini?
Yes.
Then we have introduction. 23 bond 929. This is a bond ordinance to amend sections 4, 7, 8, 10, and 11 of the bond ordinance, ordinance number 23903, entitled Bond Ordinance to Authorize the Making of Various Public Improvements in, by, and for the water utility of the Borough of Oakland. in the County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, to appropriate the sum of $3,600,000 to pay the cost thereof, to authorize the issuance of bonds to finance such appropriation, and to provide for the issuance of bond anticipation notes in anticipation of the issuance of such bonds adopted on April 12, 2023. Is there a motion to introduce?
So moved?
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Kamala?
Yes.
McCann?
Yes.
Pignatelli?
Yes.
Saliani?
Yes.
Slesensky?
Yes.
Talamini?
Yes.
Final hearing.
October 11th.
Now we have 23 Code 930 to amend the MUAH zone standards. An ordinance to amend, supplement, and revise the code of the Borough of Oakland Land Use, Chapter 59, entitled Land Use and Zoning. It's the different zoning in the town. And is there a motion to introduce?
So moved?
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Kamala?
Yes.
Councilman McCann?
Yes.
Pignatelli?
Yes.
Saliani?
Yes.
Slesensky?
Yes.
Talamini?
Yes.
Final hearing.
October 25th.
So if anybody is interested in getting any of these ordinances to read before the next meeting, they are available at Borough Hall, or you can always call me. Work session, streetscape. Mr. Kunz.
Yeah, so what you have before you, and I know that there's been a lot of discussion about this, and I think a lot of anticipation amongst the governing body, is a revised draft streetscape ordinance that was recommended up by the planning board. Covers a variety of street type amenities, from trees, sidewalk treatments, bike racks, benches, and the like. So you have that draft in your packet, so we could initiate discussion and see how we want to proceed with that.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't streetscape a subcommittee of the planning board?
Yes.
Yes.
So I thought we were gonna wait until we did the assessment of everything downtown before we start discussing streetscape. So I think it's good ordinance, but shouldn't we get the higher picture before we start going to the subcommittees?
Mr. Salian, maybe I can answer that question. So the idea behind it was, we had the subcommittee meetings taking place.
Yeah.
And it really was a way to move the committee along to present something to us. I think prior to you joining the council, they had presented a streetscapes ordinance to the council, and there were several questions that were involved with that.
Okay.
All right, so this one really just deals with the lighting, which will match the lighting which is in front of the Walgreens, dealing with bike racks, dealing with benches, and also street trees and grates, so that, we can have a look and feel to the downtown. Now, I think it's certainly, I agree with your assessment. I mean, we now have a working document to work with. I don't think we need to make a decision today, but I think the council should have an opportunity to look at it, and if you have any questions, we can bring it back. And when our planner is done with doing the downtown assessment, then we can certainly look at that as an element to the master plan moving forward.
Okay, thanks.
We talked about,
Yes.
instead of the buildings, we're talking about the building, how nice the sidewalks are. Like, I was once saying that I was caught waiting for the train in Ramsey, and I was sitting there looking around. It's the sidewalk, the trees, how nice they look, the sidewalks looks nice, little planters and benches.
But I think the issue was, as it relates to now going forward with.
Yes, that's what I'm saying, we're all gonna bring it together.
Yeah, so, I
He's
mean,
right.
this is just consideration, this isn't
Yes.
something we're gonna act on.
We weren't gonna act on it tonight.
No.
No,
right,
no,
but-
no.
But
That was
it gives
more
us something,
Right.
it gives the planner now something to consider
Yes.
for her design.
Yes, and we passed a
Okay.
resolution
Yep.
for her tonight.
Just wanna make sure we're all on the same
Okay.
page.
Yeah, we gave her money tonight.
So just when I was looking through it, I automatically went to the lighting.
Right.
And,
Wonder why? Why is
I
that?
wonder why.
but the light pole has, it has an old, it's the old style lamps in it rather than LED. I just, so we just have to make sure that we update update that.
But it was the style.
Yes, the look of it, but the inside is LED, should be LED.
You'll take care of the inside.
All right.
Everybody will take care of the outside. How's that?
And Mayor, may I also,
Yes.
just a quick other comment? And also, now that you've announced the Complete Streets program, I think that's gonna have a direct impact on what our streetscape for downtown is gonna look
Yeah.
like. So I think we really need to have the presentation from the state DOT in regards to the streetscapes and see, for the Complete Streets program, and see that, how that meshes what we're trying to do with the streetscape program as well.
Yes, we're gonna have a nice downtown. And any other questions? Please read everything. All right, major modification, water allocation permit 5199.
Sure. So as you know, over the summer, the NJDEP finally approved our amended wastewater management plan. This is the next major follow-on step as a result of that, where we need to do a major modification of our water allocation permit in order to move ahead with expanding sewer service. So our engineers have presented a proposal, working with a sub-consultant called M2 Associates, where they would prepare the application. And there's work that needs to be done with surrounding communities and purveyors. Really, this is where the rubber meets the road in figuring out how to address the water deficit mitigation issue, because we're in the Highlands area. All right, so this is the next step, and so you have their proposal if you have any questions.
Anybody have any questions? No questions, we'll move on. Any new business? Old business? Some business? No business. All right, committee reports. We'll start with Councilman Talamini. The big event's coming.
Yes, the big event, yeah, we'll do public events. Just as always, please, we could always use members. It's a great group of people. We have a lot of fun. We do a lot of things. We work with Access for All. Access for All is a great group of people. I've said it before. It's really a great addition. I'm sort of, I can't believe that we didn't do it sooner. I'm sort of ashamed that we didn't do something like this sooner. It's nice that we include people that need a little extra in our public event stuff. But having said that, the parade is Saturday the 28th. We line up at the front of Valley Middle School. We have a little parade. We do the trick or trunk. There's pumpkins. There's a hay maze. There's lots of events. It's a great time. As we get closer, I'll have more specific details on it, and then we'll go forward with that. Finance, we're trying to make a meeting where we had some conflicts. I'm sure we'll get a we'll get a
We
meeting in there.
always do, yes.
And then that's about it. Thank you.
I saw the flyer that if you want to participate in trunk or treat, to call Joe Inglima, he's still doing it.
Yes, he's still doing it. Yeah. So and again, as it gets closer, we'll make sure of that. But the trunk or treat, it doesn't have to be a fancy car. It could be any car. You just go down there. You bring candy enough for about 300 kids, they say, and you decorate your car and you have fun. You get to hand out candy, and the kids walk by. You have a great time. It's really a fun day. It's a great event. Just for the candy, you should show up. All right.
You just made me realize something. You brought up Access for All. You weren't here before, Carrie. Angela Funk at the Indian Hills High School, she asked me, and I gave her the number for, I don't know, a couple of people from Access for All. There is a community fair up at Indian Hills on Friday morning. It starts at 10 to 1. She thought if you could get somebody from Access for All up there. I'm going to be up there for Rotary and Interact. If you need me to take anything, if anybody can go from Access for All, contact Angela Funk. If no one from Access for All can go, I'm going to be up there and I can take some things for, they're looking for students, because they have to do community, I think with the
Service.
community time.
Service.
Service, and they need some points and time, and they would love to have representation from Access for All. It just dawned on me when, because you weren't here before, that when he mentioned Access for All for Halloween. So if you can't get a hold of Angela Funk, let me know. Okay, sorry, Councilman.
Oh, thank you, Mayor. There was a Green Team meeting yesterday, and some of the topics that we're discussing were electric car chargers for downtown by the New Bush Plaza. Rain barrels, they all sold out this year. It was a pretty successful program, so we're looking to do that again next year. Also, I want to announce that the styrofoam is going to be recycling. Is going to take place September 30th from 9 to 12 in front of Borough Hall behind the library. So once again, it's September 30th, 9 to 12. Also, the first Sunday hikes, this one will take place October 1st, meeting at 9 a.m. at the lower lot. From the planning board, I just want to circle back and talk a little about this waste transfer station. And the planning board had a very lengthy discussion about this, and they also created a document to be entered into the record in regards to this, the use on this property. I think it's a little disingenuous that the BCUA would have a meeting at 1:30 during the day where people cannot attend, dealing with, dirt with oil and other kind of waste materials. And it's a very sensitive area next to the river, next to Potash Lake. I encourage any resident for Doty Road area, that whole downtown area, that whole area, please attend the meeting, make your voice known. This is, there's a lot of questions in regards to this the waste transfer station, and as the mayor pointed out, we're talking about 900 tons a day. That's 40 tractor trailers, okay? I mean, think about it, it has a cost to us on our roads, our traffic, not to mention the environment. And also the area is in the Highlands Preservation Area. I don't think they've answered questions of, I don't know if the Highlands have even chimed in on this, but I encourage everybody to attend. Mr. Cruz, wasn't there also an evening meeting in regards to this as well?
I believe there is an evening meeting at the BCUA headquarters as well. I don't know
That's
the
in
exact
Little Ferry.
time.
Okay.
But the information should be on their website.
Yeah, I went to it real quick. I see that they have a meeting, but is this also going to be a hearing for the Oakland Waste Transfer Station?
Yes, that's my understanding, that it's an afternoon session in Oakland, that there's a requirement to hold a hearing in the town wherever there's a facility proposed for inclusion, and then they have a second hearing at their headquarters as well.
Okay. If we could find that, maybe just put that on a website or send some type of email blast or something out to the residents in that area. I think it's important that they're aware of
Headquarters
this.
is in Little Ferry.
There will be, I believe the mayor's attending, several of the council people will be attending the meeting as well, since it is a very sensitive issue, and, it's
Important.
our water comes from wells, and, we live in a pretty pristine area, and it's very questionable about why somebody would want to bring this type of facility in here. Also, I had a meeting, if you recall last meeting, as the mayor said, some residents from Chapel Hill, myself, I went up there, met with 4 residents up there. I had Mr. McCann come up and take a look as well. We did get the garbage cleaned up that day. We worked with Mr. Coons and the DPW. They picked up all the garbage, so there's no more garbage blowing around. There were some issues with securing of some gates and other issues up there, which were taken care of immediately that day. And I also believe Mr. Ukemic followed up as well with the neighbors the following day. I believe that was a Tuesday or a Thursday after the council meeting. He also had a meeting with them as well. So I believe we made good progress in dealing with some of those shortcomings. And my last note is I really want to wish Michael Corelli, he started out, as administrator to Mr. Coons, and then he worked his way up to a clerk. And I think, Michael's 28, but he's under 29, and, it's a big step for him to become borough administrator in Pompton Lakes, and I think his career trajectory is really off to a great start. So Michael, I wish you the best of luck in your career, and we're going to miss you. That's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
There's a follow-up meeting because when I went up there with them, we have a follow-up meeting with the neighbors up there for safety for the children. That's a big issue right now. Forget about, it's important that, with the dumping and how it looks, and it looks awful. I was concerned about the children's safety, and that's why I went up there. And we're having a follow-up meeting on Friday. It was really, it's a problem for the children.
Mayor, I'm glad you pointed that out. One of the findings that we had was the gate was open in the back. We had that secured, and also the front door.
I saw you put a lock on. That was good.
We had the borough administrator put a lock on that morning to deal with that, so the children were getting hurt in there. So,
Yes.
thank you.
Thank you. Councilman?
Thank you.
Oh, this way.
Me.
Oh, I forgot. You know what?
You forgot me, but
No,
that's all.
I
I'm not
never
hurt.
could forget you
Not
that.
hurt.
I can't.
I'm not hurt. This is from Chief Sanzari. In August, officers conducted
And he's
300...
reading from his phone. I just want to
Absolutely.
point this out. We're very impressed.
I'm not texting to anybody. In August, officers conducted 333 motor vehicle stops and issued 536 motor vehicle summonses. Also, officers made 3 arrests for driving while intoxicated and 1 narcotics arrest. My hat's off to the police officers. They're really, not that they haven't in the past, but they're really clamping down on violators, and it helps the town, but it also makes a safer place for all of us. For the senior citizens, a great honor. The New York Times reporter is coming to Oakland this Friday, for the Golden Bachelor TV program. They're going to have a prequel of it, and they're going to be able to answer questions at the end. They might even be on film, who knows, but it's a big honor that they'll be coming here. Hats off to Ariel for arranging it.
This is good.
Really proud of her. Also, as we mentioned before, the horseshoe tournament for the Knights of Columbus is this Sunday at 12 noon. Even if you haven't registered to play horseshoes, spectators are welcome. There is a fee, and they have a ton of food there. I mean, all day long, there's food, and then more food. So if you'd like to participate, there is a fee. I forget what it is. It's a nominal fee. But the games are exciting, and they're raising money for a really good cause. Our wounded servicemen and women. Please come and support it. They really could use a good showing of spectators there. And as Councilman Kumala said, the BCUA Recycling Depot, that there's a hearing here tomorrow. 900 tons of waste, 40 trucks a day. If you've ever traveled down that road, it's narrow. It really is. I don't know how people are going to be able to get around, especially if these trucks back up and they don't all go in. It's not going to be good. Please, if you're available to come, please come. It means a lot when hopefully when the DOT or the BCUA, it's like putrescible. It's
Bergen
very
County
careful.
Utilities Authority.
It really is important to come, so please come. And Mayor, that's my report. Thank you.
Thank you. So are you participating?
At the horseshoe tournament?
No, at the senior center with the reporter.
I can't. I mean, I am married. You have to be a bachelor.
You're not the Golden
Oh.
Bachelor?
No, I'm not the golden bachelor.
Council.
Yes.
Are you but no? Never mind.
I also
Number
wanna-
2, participating.
I also want to congratulate Mr. Corelli on his new position and wish him well. There'll be the Borough will be having a little party for him, breakfast on Friday morning. As to the administration committee, we've tonight passed finally the amended bylaws, and we brought the bylaws in compliance with the state statute in terms of authority. And just to echo what Mr. Kamal said, we went up there to the resident's home across the street, and it was as he stated. And I want to thank Mr. Coons for fixing it up pretty quickly. We did discover, however, it should be stated, that the facility was not secure. The doors will not work, and that's obviously an attractive nuisance to bring it back to
That
law
was
school.
good that they showed me the lock.
Yeah.
Thank
So,
you.
yeah, we discovered that on that morning, and it's an interesting piece of property. Look forward to see it. Also, finally, as it relates to tomorrow's meeting, get down here. We need you. It's not good for the town, from where I sit, on any level. The estimate right now is 40 trucks, 40 tractor trailers, and that's an estimate that obviously could go up or lower, but most of the time these things go up. That's my report.
Thank you. Councilman.
Thank you, Mayor. From the Oakland Communications Commission, from the Television Committee, they've launched their TV sponsorship program again. Residents and businesses can sponsor the programming on Oakland TV to enable the purchasing of new equipment and support maintenance of the new equipment. If interested in this program, email the TV chairman, Jim Barry, at oaklandnjtv@gmail.com. Also, the Candidates Forum recordings are now available to view on the borough's YouTube channel and on Oakland TV through Election Day. TV viewers can tune in 8:30 a.m. and 6 o'clock p.m. every day to see the forum. The commission would like to thank all the candidates who participated and the many volunteers who worked hard to set up, record, and produce the forum. From the Bulletin Board Committee, they are accepting music submissions to serve as the background music on the bulletin board as the information slides cycle through. If interested, you can find information on the OCC website or email Committee Chairman Mark Albala at oaklandnjbulletinboard@gmail.com. From the 5-year ad hoc committee, they continue to work on the commission's next 5-year plan and are asking for the public's input on what features they would like to see. Please send your input to the OCC chairman, Ryan Schwertfeger, at occ@oakland-nj.org before October 1st. Lastly, for the OCC, their next meeting is scheduled for Wednesday, November 1st at 7:30 in the council chambers, where they will vote on the budget proposal and the next 5-year plan. Library update. Things are back to regular business at the library. They have Qigong every Thursday at 11 a.m. No sign up required, just come in. Tomorrow night at 6:30 p.m. they will have an adult art class to learn how to make decoupaged glass serving plates. Registration is required. They also have Written in the Stars on October 3rd at 7 p.m. This is a program by a local resident about astrology, which will be a lot of fun. They are continuing their regular children's story times and special musical programs, so check on the website for details and registration information. Also would like to just congratulate Mike Corelli as well for a great job and good luck in the future. That's it.
I just want to add something on the library. I was dropping off a book in the library, in the box,
Yeah.
returning a book, and the library was closed. And there were books all over the floor, and I said, oh my goodness, and there were books inside the library. And I opened the door and it was unlocked. I thought, oh my goodness, maybe someone went in and is trying to do something, damage the library. And it was the director. And what he was telling me is that sometimes people don't just return library books. They put in books almost like to give away because they don't want to throw them out.
Donation.
And they're old and they're moldy. So he was cleaning out all the books. So he asked me to say something, please, only use the book drop to return library books. Don't use the book drop for book donations. And I told him I would say something.
Very good.
And it's sad because it ruined a lot of library books.
The good ones, right?
Yeah. Councilman.
Mayor, I do have one request for next meeting. Can I go first? Because at the end, everything's already covered.
Oh, you forgot what you wanted.
So real quick, from a recreation updates, wrestling registration is now open, and it'll be end October 20th. Please register at the Oakland Borough website. Again, the Great Oak Park Pavilion opening for the band shell will be on October 14th from 12 to 4. I hope everyone can attend. Shade Tree Commission report. Our meeting's first Monday of the month. We are looking for 2 new members, and anyone who wants to assist with the spotted lanternfly. They're looking to put a spotted lanternfly committee together to help with the growing committees. There was some spraying that started this week on the north side of town, Andrew, Pawnee, to help control the population of the spotted lanternfly. And also, if you had signed up for an Adopt a Tree program, you'll be contacted in the next couple of days regarding if you still want your tree, and they'll be placed. So those messages will be going out shortly. From the Flood Commission, there'll be no meeting in October. That's the only report from Flood Commission. trying to think. Oh, I'm missing one. No, there's no DPW report tonight. So I do want to wish Michael best of luck in his future endeavors over as Borough Administrator. He's been a great asset to the town. I think in his short time here, he's done a very good job, and he will sorely be missed.
Yes. All right, vote is open to the public.
Mayor, could I just have one quick update here? I just went to the BCUA website here. It says that their meeting is tomorrow from 6 to 8 p.m. at their location
In Little Ferry.
in Little Ferry. And I think it's interesting that when you go right to their splash page, it says, protecting the environment and health of Bergen County through sustainable wastewater and solid waste services in 1951. So I hope the commissioners are sitting up there really take this seriously. You know, this is, you know, Oakland's not the dumping ground for Bergen County. So please attend the meeting.
Thank you. Motion to open to the public.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody wants to speak? Motion to close.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Bills to be paid.
Bills to be paid. Hold on. I lost it.
Best meeting ever.
A new format.
Hold on, I lost it. Okay, bills to be paid, $536,728.38. So moved.
Second.
As long as you read the bill list, you can vote. Roll call.
Councilman Kamala?
Yes.
McCann?
Yes.
Pignatelli?
Yes.
Saliani?
Yes.
Slasinski?
Yes.
Talamini?
Yes.
Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next meeting is right here, October 11th. Hopefully, I'll see some of you tomorrow, 1:30, right here in council chambers.
Okay.
Nice.